It's clear cut.
Right.
This man had his back to you.
Ebro,
You had
how about
already taken his weapon.
the weapon that, when everyone talks Second Amendment, Ebro, what was the Second Amendment about again?
The right to bear arms.
To protect you from who?
The government.
Literally, he had the weapon for the reason you're supposed to
But
have
he
the
didn't
weapon.
pull it out. He hadn't pulled
didn't
it
pull
out.
it out.
No.
He did everything right. He's in a situation where the government is acting basically as a domestic terrorist. He has a gun on him legally to protect himself, does nothing with it. They take it from him and then murder him. And yo, did you see the video of the one of the other agents clapping when it happened?
No.
I see that. See? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? You see?
I didn't
seconds.
see that.
Nah.
Within seconds.
Well, but see now the top. But see and when I saw Alex Pretti get murdered, I sent it to some people who are concerned that things may get out of hand, and I was like, now we have something to worry about. This now is something to really worry about.
Powder keg situation.
No, this
For
is it.
sure.
This is it. This is it. Where you have an ICU nurse at a VA hospital protecting a woman.
A veteran.
Didn't pull his weapon out. Was on the ground. Back to people. They unholstered his weapon. And then still shot him in the street.
And mind you, Ebro, you know more about this place than I do. Correct me if I'm wrong. Minneapolis is one of the happier, better,
it's the greatest.
diverse, people get
Yep.
along well. Like
1,000.
they're doing this in a happy city where
That's right.
people are pretty good. But this is not Los Angeles or New York or Houston or Chicago.
My whole family, I sent you guys pictures and
Yeah, I
video,
saw.
didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
saw.
of the rally.
No, well, yeah, but that was my family. Those were my nieces.
Yeah.
Right? Those are like, and then my brother's out with his wife just standing on the street. These aren't people who normally protest.
No, it's a chill place, right?
Well, no, I meant my family's not people who normally protest, but Minneapolis Minneapolis in general is they protest, but they are not. It's a Minneapolis, in my experience and what I know of it, is a great place. It's got problems like any other city, I'm sure.
Sure.
But
Of course.
from what I understand of it, it's a very inclusive
It ain't
place.
the biggest wild out city though. This could happen in.
No.
That's for sure.
No.
Ebro, if this was in Oakland right now,
Listen, first,
Oakland's
Oakland's not even.
Let's
Oakland's
not
not the same as it used to be. Let's start there.
Sure.
But also, nah. But on that point, we're entering a phase where all of you hard rocks, all of you street dudes, all of you gang members that claim you putting on for your block and you putting on for your building, y'all real quiet when the ICE agents come around. You're willing to terrorize grandma. You're willing to terrorize children at the playground, right? But when people are coming up terrorizing your neighborhood and your aunts and uncles, y'all quiet as church mouses.
Although maybe that's for the best, Ebro. To your point, maybe that's not what we need.
Yeah.
The point remains. I hear your point.
The point remains.
But
we'll see. A lot of those neighborhoods, it doesn't seem that ICE is showing up that aggressively either. Right? And I said this, why Minneapolis? Why are they being so aggressive? We talked about this yesterday. I want people to keep asking that question.
Why these suburban neighborhoods? Because
Why? And I think we know why, based on the clip we showed a little while ago, is because they want the voter rolls for Minnesota, and they want Minneapolis to be destabilized, and they want to try to make it into a narrative of chaos so that they can try to turn that state red. Have you guys seen that, like, people prefer Dollar Tree medicine?
I mean,
Because it's stronger? Have you seen this? I did not know this.
I did not know this either. No, Dollar Tree medicine. I didn't know that's a thing.
Yes, Dollar Tree medicine, apparently the generic brand of Dollar Tree, or maybe it's Dollar General, I don't know which one, but it's stronger than your regular medicine, and people go and buy it to basically get knocked out when they have colds or get knocked out when they have, headaches or whatever, what have you. And now NyQuil has released this.
When I was first introduced to you, it was through my mom. And her rubbing this on my chest. Right, right. And then as I got older, Vicks, you all had NyQuil. Because it's the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coffee aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine. Right? You even started coming out with the twin packs. One for the day so people could actually function and one for the night. But I don't know what you drug dealers are doing now. Now, Vix, what the hell is Painquil? Look at it. It looks like it was milked from the tit of Satan and put in a bottle. Look at it. One dose is 1,000 milligrams. You're numb. Now, I understand that you know what we're going through right now, so maybe you don't want us to feel anything. Because if the regular NyQuil knocks us out, what is this? Is this propofol in a bottle? You have a nighttime version of Painquil. Something's going on over there. And maybe you don't want us to wake up to 2028. Maybe we just need it to be over. And I think that you understand that. But I need you to explain immediately.
Painquil is wild, bro.
That's mine. That's mine. I'll put that out.
That's from your teeth?
That's actually from my bosom. And I will tell you right now, it is delicious. Add a little Sprite.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Yo, 1,000 milligrams. 1,000 milligrams.
Nah, I want to try Painquil. I want to try Painquil PM. No, I just want to try it.
No.
No, just Laura, just a quick little, just see what happens. On the weekend. Yo, I won't hear Maya. Maya will end up in her crib till Tuesday. She'll be like, I'll be out with
Nah,
Painquil.
bro. Nah,
Painquil?
No, that sounds crazy.
That's hilarious. I have never seen that. I will tell you though, NyQuil. I don't know if you guys have ever had this experience. Probably not, because maybe Laura, but Ebro's so health conscious. When we've needed NyQuil, like because one of us is going, like we were both recently sick. Mm-hmm. We like draw straws for who gets to take the NyQuil.
Because both of y'all can't be zombie.
We can't both take it. No, literally, we're like, well, we can't both take it. Someone has to be able to hear the baby. But I'm like, no, come on, let me take the NyQuil tonight. You take one, lay down. Oh, let's watch a movie.
Nah, y'all some fiends, man. Y'all some drug addicts.
Let me watch a movie for 60 seconds.
No, y'all some straight fiends, man. Look at
no, NyQuil's it, bro.
But you're doing the responsible thing. When both of you are sick, both of you guys cannot take it.
No, why is it so funny?
It's happened to me and Ricardo where I was like, I'm going to take it, okay? And then he's like,
because I'm out. When I take this, I'm out.
Yes.
No, but Ebro, because the real thing is, if you're really going through it and you need, because it's not just that
I've definitely taken NyQuil.
No, it does. But like, when was the last time you did it? Have you done it recently?
It's been years.
Oh, no, bro. If you get hit this season, hopefully you won't. If you really get hit with it, because it has medicine to make you feel better, but it also knocks you out so bad, it's like you hibernate for like 12 hours. So,
all day.
A chance.
You're gone.
You wake up, you're like, am I back? I think I'm back.
Well, but then now they got Painquil PM is wild.
No, I have to know what's going on with the Painquil PM.
And what freaks me out is like the Z-Quil.
What's that?
So
that's just sleeping medicine.
You just take it when you can't sleep. I'm like, this doesn't feel right to me. So it doesn't, I'm guessing it doesn't have any of the painkillers. It's just to knock you out.
At this point in American society, in American history,
I'll mess with it.
When they give us medicine that we could buy, I will Google if it's available in other countries.
Or if it's banned.
Or if it's banned.
Yo, Zeke.
Because if it's banned in other countries where they actually care about their citizens.
Nah, but bro, you can't do that because it'll be half the food that you consume also.
No, it's a lot of the food.
A lot of the food
Absolutely.
is not.
It's a lot of the food.
Yeah.
Do you have the Kanye West apology?
I don't. Wait, is there audio or is it's a print apology?
No, it's written.
It's all over the place.
You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it.
It's yesterday. It was 2 days ago. I saw yesterday someone mentioned in the chat, and I was like, wait, there's a Kanye West apology?
Go to the Shade Room. Go to any of the big blocks. There.
Well, you guys want me to read the whole thing? To those I've hurt.
Oh, thank you.
25 years ago, I was in a car accident that broke my jaw and caused injury to the right frontal lobe of my brain.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, come on, man. Maybe he's leaning on CTE, man. This might be something.
That's right.
Hang on.
All right, keep going.
At the time, the focus was on the visible damage, the fracture, the swelling, and the immediate physical trauma. The deeper injury, the one inside my skull, went unnoticed. Comprehensive scans were done, neurological exams were limited, and the possibility of a frontal lobe injury was never raised. It wasn't properly diagnosed until 2023. That medical oversight caused serious damage to my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. And then he goes into bipolar disorder comes with its own defense system. Denial when you're manic. You don't think you're sick. You think everyone else is overreacting. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly than ever, when in reality you're losing your grip entirely. Once again, people label you as crazy, and he goes into that. He said the scariest thing about this disorder is how persuasive it is when it tells you you don't need help. It makes you blind, but convinced you have insight. You feel powerful, certain, unstoppable.
All right, here's Ebro. Here's where it gets to the real meat of it. In that fractured state, I gravitated towards the most destructive symbol I could find, the swastika, and even sold T-shirts bearing it. One of the difficult aspects of having bipolar type 1 are the disconnected moments, many of which I still cannot recall, that led to poor judgment and reckless behavior that oftentimes feel like an out-of-body experience. I regret and am deeply mortified by my actions in that state, and am committed to accountability, treatment, and meaningful change. It does not excuse what I did, though. I am not a Nazi or an anti-Semite. I love Jewish people. To the black community, which held me down through all of the highs and lows and darkest of times, the black community is unquestionably the foundation of who I am. I am so sorry to have let you down. I love us. And then he goes into a manic episode part.
Well, yeah, he says in early 2025, I fell into a 4-month-long manic episode, psychotic, paranoid, impulsive behavior that destroyed my life. As the situation became increasingly unsustainable, there were times I didn't want to be here anymore. Now, he says, I have found comfort in Reddit forums, of all places. Different people speak of being in manic or depressive episodes of a similar nature. I read their stories and realized that I was not alone. It's not just me who ruins their entire life once a year despite taking meds every day and being told by the so-called best doctors in the world that I am not bipolar, but merely experiencing symptoms of autism. My words as a leader in my community have global impact and influence. In my mania, I lost complete sight of that. As I found my new baseline and new center through an effective regime of regimen of medication. He said regime here, but I think he means regimen. A medication therapy, exercise, and clean living, I have newfound much-needed clarity. I am pouring my energy into positive, meaningful art, music, clothing, design, and other new ideas to help the world. I'm not asking for sympathy or a free pass, though I aspire to earn your forgiveness. I write today simply to ask for your patience and understanding as I find my way home. With love, yay.
Well, this is certainly worth addressing here on the program. Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Respectfully, and I'm not going to totally take a dump on this because you guys know I don't want to hate Kanye, so I hope that this is the beginning of something meaningful. Why? I respect the apology to the black community. Why did the Jews just get an I love Jewish people? Why no apology?
Well, didn't he already apologize?
Not in this letter.
Not in this letter. Well,
when he went and sat with the weirdo rabbi?
No, I thought didn't he put out some sort of apology also? I don't know.
This seemed like the official statement, so I would have also said, I am deeply sorry to the Jewish community who I clearly hurt, my fans and all the people who love me, when I,
So you're saying it's not good enough?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's incomplete. It still feels incomplete. I was literally waiting for that part.
Well, he said, I regret and I am deeply mortified by my actions in that state, and I am committed to accountability, treatment, and meaningful change. It does not excuse what I did, though. I am not a Nazi or an anti-Semite. I love Jewish people.
I'm also just very weary of that. Doesn't it sound cringe whenever anyone just throws in the I love blank? I love black people. I love Jews. Like, no, you don't. No, I don't. I'm glad you do. I don't love all Jews. I don't love all black people. That's I don't love all anything. So when people say
He didn't
that
say I
statement,
love all Jewish people. He didn't say that.
I love Jewish
He just said
people.
I love Jewish people.
So, anyways, I guess I'm not gonna nitpick, but like the apology
But you
to
are
black people, I thought I'm nitpicking. You should have just said I'm sorry.
Well,
Sometimes
because now, but see
people
now,
do too
but let's
much.
keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it all the way 100.
All right, please.
He also said in his letter he lost his way and he's trying to find his way home. And he speaks about how black people are the foundation to who he is.
That's facts.
So a lot of this wasn't about everybody else. A lot of this was trying to get back home to a place of warmth and love and understanding with people who may truly understand him and cherish him for just being a human being.
And let's be honest.
And let's be honest.
Black people have a long history
Of
of
forgiveness.
welcoming. Oh, bro. Because listen, and I get it. The shared experience of dealing with this country, it makes it easy. But come on home. Come on. I get it. I do get it.
That's right.
But it's also self-serving. Because that's where you know you can get a soft landing spot.
Well, maybe, but also two things can be true. Two things can be true. Because the remember, this starts talking about the misdiagnosis of the medical community. And the black people have a long history of being abused, misdiagnosed, and just harmed by the medical space. So it starts in that space. So
True.
a lot of this letter is about that.
Can I tell you who else has a long history of being misdiagnosed and screwed over in the doctor's office?
Everybody.
All not super rich people, basically. You walk into a hospital, it's like walking into Midas. You hope they could look at your car and make it work.
Don't shit on Midas, man.
Well, which one? Name one you don't like.
I don't have one.
But
I like
no.
Pet Boys. I like Midas. I like Jiffy
You're
Lube.
down.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. I have mixed feelings about it because I
Go
don't
ahead,
know
Laura.
if he's just trying to come back because he has an album. Isn't an album on the way?
There is an
Bully.
album on the way. Here we go, Laura.
So I just feel like every time that there's something like this, he pulls a stunt. So I don't know if I really believe this. This is really one of those we shall see because album drops, right? Everyone's like, yay. Is he still going to be holding hands with Trump? Is he still going to be rocking with Candace Owens?
Yeah, what about the White Lives Matter?
You know what I mean? So
Well, I think he's
just
addressing a
don't-
lot of that and listen, in the letter, based on the letter, he's taking accountability for his actions. He's attributing some of his actions and lack of understanding of his actions to his car accident and the mental and brain damage. He's literally saying I have brain damage, and it contributes to my bipolar, and I'm a work in progress. Nothing in here said he was fixed.
No.
Nothing. He's even acknowledging like, yo, I hopefully I can prove to be a better person.
And
Now,
if he's really messed up, Ebro, like he's saying he is, he could still do the same things again. That's the hard part.
yeah.
How do we know? How do we know he wrote this?
Well, we don't. But also, I think there's probably people in the chat who could confirm they have probably family members who deal with this. And family members who apologize and say they're going to be better and they're going to do all the things. And then things unravel. They stop taking their medication or something triggers something. And they're back.
Yes.
So,
and
yeah.
I grew, my dad was like this. And I always felt like he was a manipulator.
I'm going to show you this video first. I interviewed Governor Pritzker on January 15th. And I know the other video I posted didn't post the other half. That's not important right now. I'll get to that later. On January 15th, I asked Governor Pritzker, how is this going to affect the midterms? ICE has something to do with the midterms. How do you think this is going to affect it? And this is what he said to me on January 15th.
I can tell you that why is it that they asked for all 50 states voter rolls, claiming that they want to look for fraud in elections? Because in 2026, when they lose the election, they are going to claim fraud and maybe try to invalidate the elections and maybe seize the ballot boxes. And they can only do that if they've militarized, major cities.
That was on January 15th. And now Senator Chris Murphy, just released a statement. You can watch the whole statement here, saying that Pam Bondi sent Minnesota officials an ultimatum that to get ICE out of Minnesota, they needed their entire voter roll database because Minnesota refused to give them voter data that they have the right to do. This is about making sure that the focus isn't on the Epstein files, and it is absolutely about making sure that we do not have free and fair elections this year.
Yep, I agree with her. I think we all do.
Sorry, the last point she said. It's not about the Epstein files. It's about the election
she says
stuff.
it is. It's about both.
Yeah.
That's what I got from it.
I got it, because I'm sort of getting to a point where I almost believe the Epstein files is almost a distraction. Like, we keep going back to they don't. What's in the Epstein files? I'm not saying there's nothing bad in the Epstein files. I'm saying, what's it going to do? We know these people. There's nothing. It could be in there that Trump was the most Epsteiner there was. I don't think it does anything. I think that it's almost distracting us from the they're never going to leave office part.
I think it's
I think
all
two
of
things can be true. Yeah, I think it
I
could all
think
be
these
true.
people are-
There's something in those files, Rosenberg, that people are shook.
I think these
sure.
people
Sure.
are
Plenty of things, I'm
wealthy
sure.
masterminds, and they are accustomed to running plays on us, the regular population, at levels that we cannot keep up with. They got money, they
Agreed.
got power, they have control of all of the levers. They can pull them all, bro.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably fair too. I don't know. I just keep thinking, like, whenever anyone does but this is all a lot to do just to distract from the
Well, I don't know
Epstein
if it's that
files.
simple.
I'm like,
That's too.
I don't think it's
that's
that
too
simple.
Too simplified. But I do believe. What Montemayor was just saying right there, because why Minneapolis? Why are they going so hard? Think about how hard they're going in Minneapolis.
Yeah, and for them to just say it, hey, we'll pull ICE out if you just give us the voter data. Like, what? That's what it's going to take?
and I know that Trump hates walls, but not enough for this. Like there are a lot of people he hates.
How
This
many
isn't
times?
just a walls thing.
Yeah, how many times have we seen Steve Bannon and God knows who say, we have to win the midterms or else we're all going to go to jail? They're shook because they know all of this doesn't look good. And they're scared.
You know what this shows? I got to tell you, I know this sounds crazy. I'm kind of impressed with the ability so far of the voting system to hold up under this much effort for it to be rigged by the
that's a way to
people who
look
are in
at it.
power. They've been trying to set up to never leave office since Trump got in the first time. We're now almost at the midterm. And I'm not saying they won't be able to stay in because it seems that's the path they're trying to get on. But they're fighting, bro. Like, whatever was set up to be like, no, we're going to keep these elections fair, even if bastards take over. Ebro, it's like Game of Thrones. They're sitting there at the wall, holding on for dear life to keep this democracy alive.
And
And
for
they're
the people
fighting
who
to break
say
it
that,
down.
like, it's always rigged and all of this sort of thing. There's something here that's not riggable to the degree they want it to be.
That they
Right,
want it
there's
to
something-
be. Remember the whole Trump saying, get me the votes. Go
Yeah,
find me
there's
the votes.
something going on.
Yeah.
That
Doesn't work
it's
like that.
It's too hard for them to take over. And for those that they say voting isn't important, really? All of this?
Oh,
Facts. Facts.
but that's why Minnesota is such a good one. Because Minnesota's purple,
Yeah,
right?
like it definitely could. It could.
It
it's
leans
like
blue.
Wisconsin. It's like it could. Yes.
It leans, but
Yes.
they could get it. They're not going to fight in California. They're not fighting in New York. They're not fighting in Massachusetts. But Minnesota is probably one they feel they could get and get those electoral votes or get those congressional seats or get what they need. I wonder if that's it. They want the ones that are closer where they have a chance to rig it.
That makes sense.
What are we talking about?
The hate or what people have to say it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more.
You wouldn't be bringing it up if it didn't
And it's going to
affect you.
motivate
Stop it.
all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him.
Okay, I can't take it. I can't take
this man
it.
can't
Now I
speak.
can't
It's
take
not
it.
going
I
to
can't
work.
take it.
Okay.
Turn it off.
He
Turn
has
it off.
a lot of
Make it stop.
force
I can't
behind
take it.
him.
Nah, I
And
can't
God.
take it. I can't take
Why
it.
was it? Play your
Just
song.
put it in your mouth. Just put it in your mouth. This is beyond the dance. There's no,
Wanna
that's
see-
not dancing music.
But
What
that's
about
what
the
I'm
hand hold? You want to
saying.
see them hold hands though? Because at least they held hands after. You know what I mean? That's nice. That shows love.
Well, I'll be honest. I hadn't listened to the audio.
Oh.
I had only seen the photos and seen little clips. But
Oh my
hearing her
God.
talk
Bro.
sends
It's sending
out-
you. It's sending you
sending
to a
me
place.
to a bad place. Because, I'm not worried about the haters. Yes, you are. That's why you brought it up.
Exactly. Facts.
And then, by the way, and then some of the stuff you're just saying is so egregious. Yeah, you've become it sucks that she decided she wanted to be a MAGA mascot. She wanted to go beyond just taking a photo, beyond just a tweet,
A performance.
beyond just like I don't know.
Ebro,
Like the
she
T.
crushed-
Pusa thing was like, all right, terrible, super terrible. But it felt like, okay, maybe now you're circling back around. You're circling the rim again.
It's a circle jerk, is what you're saying.
Exactly. You
Yo,
circled the rim and then you circle jerked.
It is. Rosenberg, did you see that Katie Miller did like that little like TikTok challenge with her, the bees in the trap one? And people were like celebrating. I'm like, do you guys know what a horrible person Katie Miller is?
Yo, that is the wife to the architect of someone who, if he could, would turn our country into Nazi Germany. This is
It's so
that is
bad.
literally she is the interesting part is she's doing this as a direct way to affect her immigrant status while immigrants are under attack in our country. The people that Nikki, her family, the people she grew up around are living in fear and under attack. And it's not that just she did the business behind the scenes, used her power. Hey, you could use my songs. No. She has gone full on. I want to be your #1 fan in public. Yo, run the video. She held his hands. They sat there and held hands. I never seen anything like this before, Ebro. We've never seen this before.
Okay.
Thank you. On behalf of all the entrepreneurs in America, I'd like to thank you,
That's the guy
Mr.
from Shark
President, because we create 72% of the jobs. Companies
my
5 to
God.
500 employees,
And then she was up there. She had some kind of Q&A, talking about Gavin
stop it, Basil.
Newsom. She loves to call him New Scum. She hates Gavin. But I think that has to do with her house being swatted and her, quote unquote, asking for help. And she felt like nobody protected her. But I'm like,
I don't understand. Laura, there has to be more to that story. That's what I think,
Could
too.
be.
That's what I think she says it's about.
But I
there's
thought it was
something
also
else
with her
Newsom
husband.
thing.
I thought it was the husband being on
That too.
the list and not
Ebro,
registering.
that's probably more what it relates to is because they live in California.
Yeah.
And there was some sort of push to probably get it removed, and Newsom probably said no. Shout out to Kathy Hochul, by the way, who our governor, who posted the Cardi B meme yesterday.
Right.
Hilarious. And I got bad news for you. If you hadn't already been sort of surpassed in popularity by Cardi B, this is just going to make it worse. Cardi B, you could say what you want about her. And I know the Nikki Psychos have a lot of things to say about Cardi. Guess what? She's been on the right side of history. She's been outspoken on the right side of history repeatedly. I looked past this email that seems worth definitely reading. I know we have to kind of hustle up here and get to the gurus, but Ebro Lauren Rosenberg, loyal listener, 15 years from the old station to the podcast, YouTube, and now Patreon.
Oh, wow, man, listen. Love you.
I signed up because I genuinely support the show and want to see it succeed. That said, I have two serious concerns, both involving Rosenberg. What else is there? First, the Satan voice bit needs to go.
Oh, man, the Satan. Yo,
Okay,
they're going to
keep
protest.
reading.
Well, but listen,
reading.
this isn't even where you think it's going to go.
Okay.
This isn't the Howard Stern show. I know Rosenberg is a fan and consumes a lot of Stern content. Not anymore. I have many times. I do occasionally. But the imitation is obvious. I guess I don't consume enough because I'm not doing an imitation. But the imitation is obvious.
Or you didn't know. You didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. And honestly distracting. I stopped listening to Stern years ago for various reasons, and I don't want that same energy carried into this show. If I wanted Stern, I wouldn't be emailing you. I'd be listening to him. There's another part that's, I think, more serious than this. That's not an... If you mean that I'm generally imitating Stern, like it's giving Howard Stern, I suppose that could be an assessment. Like, it reminds me of a bit they would do on Stern. Okay. If you're saying that's an actual bit he does, I don't know that.
Yeah,
that bit came up because it's a built-in voice effect on my board, and we think it's hilarious.
No, it is funny. It's funny.
Like I guys, it's not often that I go back and watch a moment from our show and laugh again. The 5EO thing from the other day with combo with the Satan voice made
it's funny.
me laugh out loud.
It's funny.
So I respect your opinion, but I don't think comedic taste should be, quote, a serious concern that you have. That's just a matter of taste. But goes on to say, second and more importantly,
Okay.
the recent conversation about religion crossed a line. Rosenberg casually referencing Islamic extremism, blowing up buses, etc., was unnecessary and harmful. What exactly is that helping? Comments like that only contribute to Islamophobia, which has existed in this country for decades and continues to have real consequences, especially given recent events in places like Minnesota and Texas. When someone randomly tunes in on YouTube or the podcast and hears that kind of language, it reinforces the false assumption that Muslims are extremists or terrorists. As a Palestinian Muslim living in New Jersey, I found that deeply offensive. Not all extremists are terrorists. Not all Orthodox Jews are Zionists, nor are they bad people. Not all Catholic priests represent the worst actions associated with their faith. You know where I'm going with this. No religion should be reduced to its most extreme examples. Freedom of religion.
But wait, whoa.
Bro,
I can't even let you finish.
Like, we don't talk about
Well,
this?
no. Well, that part, but the person emailing said that they've been with us and in this for a minute. Did we mention terrorism and Muslim folks participating in terrorism extrapolated away from all bad extremism within religion?
The exact opposite.
Absolutely.
It was done. The only reason I said something like about Muslim extremists or terrorism was because we were talking about how there's terrible extremism everywhere.
Yes, we always talk about Christian nationalists. I even brought up cults because I was watching a good little Hulu doc on cults. Every religion has extremists that are insane.
Every group, every ethnic group, racial group, religious, whatever.
I understand the sensitivity to that being because Islamophobia is worse, in my opinion, than any other sort of religious phobia in this country. It's right. I mean, Islamophobia and anti-Semitism, they battle. There's a lot of stuff there that's bad and hard for everybody.
But just for that though, remember, people see Jews as having a level of protection because they represent as white and have financial power. Not all, but many in society that brown, Arabic-speaking Muslims don't have.
Yes, so there's even a higher level of sensitivity. What I find frustrating about the listener, who I obviously appreciate your level of dedication to the show, while the term may have offended you, because anytime you hear something like related to Islam, terrorism, explosions, I understand why all of those things would make you extremely sensitive.
And coming from you. Remember that part of it. And coming from your mouth.
But if you've been listening for 15 years, I can't tell you the level of resentment I feel that you would hear my opinions about everything every day, the honest and critical way that I speak about Jewish stuff and Israel stuff with a level of criticism so much higher than I've ever spoken about anything related to Islam. And it would propel you to write me an email that I ever even said it. Because what we're not going to do is be incredibly incredibly hard, and appropriately so, on Israel every day and pretend that Palestinian extremists have not blown up buses in Israel. We are not going to do that. And that may hurt to hear, but just as Jews, and specifically, not Jews, Israel is committing a genocide in Palestine, you can also admit that terrorist groups have blown things up in Israel. These are facts. And it's not fair for you to expect me to be so self-critical. And if I even utter the word related to, that's just unreasonable. I hear you.
Well,
I'm sorry you felt that way, but that is unreasonable.
Well, people do get unreasonable about their ish.
Mm-hmm.
People do get unreasonable about their ish and who the messenger is about their ish.
They don't think that I could have ever had any queasy moments on this show where you, Ebro, Laura,
No, they're not thinking about you.
Are all
They're
talking
not
about my stuff, and I just sit here going, They don't think that could ever feel anything.
They're not. But what you're asking for is empathy. Is that what you're saying?
Empathy. That would be
Yeah,
empathy.
no. Listen, that doesn't always. That's a muscle that takes work to exercise.
Muhammad, you're a good person, clearly, but that was a bad take. I'm sorry, that was a bad take. But that was a specific conversation. I know, Ebro, it made me go crazy. Like, wait, there was a conversation where we were loosely I just threw that out there?
Yeah, I couldn't even listen to the email anymore. I was like, wait, when did this happen? But you know what? People, man, the way the human brain works and the way people are, if they haven't worked on that muscle of empathy or really their listening skills or looking in the mirror and really critically analyzing what triggers them and why they're triggered and why something coming from Rosenberg's mouth is triggering you. But if I were to say the same thing, it doesn't trigger you as much. A lot of that or all of that is tied to our social programming. Right? It's tied to, and we all have it. I'm not excusing myself, but I have to check myself sometimes too, where I'm like, I don't like this messenger, but they're not lying. But why don't I like the messenger? Well, it's because there's a lack of trust. Well, why is there a lack of trust? Well, because there's history tied to whatever my experience was or whoever that person was, or the big one, the race of that person or the gender of that person. Right? So there's a lack of trust. So really what that email says to me is Muhammad has a lack of trust for Rosenberg because Rosenberg is a white Jewish person and was speaking on something that triggered him.
No matter how long he's
he doesn't trust. He doesn't trust.
I still see it in the comments. I saw it in the comments yesterday or whenever we had a recorded show. I was in the comments reading. Someone's like, I just know Rosenberg's a closet racist. I still see that.
What? No one is ever happy, bro. They're never happy.